Hey guys, welcome back to Sabers Forever. I'm John, and I guess you already know we're going to be going over the E-11 today. This thing is made by Blaster Factory, and Chris Skinner and myself just had our way with it. So without further ado, why don't we just jump right in and I'll show you exactly what's going on. Alright guys, so as promised, this is the Blaster Factory E-11. This came to me as a trade that I could not pass up, and I've always wanted an E-11. I was very close to pulling the trigger and ordering one totally finished from Blaster Factory, just so I could do exactly what I did, and actually it ended up working out even better. So I am very grateful to call this mine, and I'm super excited to show it off. Blaster Factory did an amazing job on this. The construction is all metal, the grip is plastic, and as much of it could be metal is metal. Obviously the T-grips are that extruded plastic material. It made sense for this to be plastic because I believe it was, I don't actually know what it was on the real one, but they machined all the holes and everything and did all the attachments, and when I got it, I just started thinking how to install it. So this has I'm going to briefly go over the components. This has a Gary Jones, I believe, I'm sorry about your last name, GIJ NeoPixel PCB with 10 NeoPixels. There are double-sided NeoPixel strips, so back-to-back, but 24 of them in here. The battery is in the clip. The Geiger counter is 3D printed holder that houses the Proffieboard, which has access through a little window right here, a little magnetic hatch. You can get your tweezers in there to get the soundboard and access to the USB port with a 90-degree angle USB to adapter. Yeah, one of those things. They get in there. I know it's tight, but every time I have to do it, I just remind myself that I have to get into tighter places for sabers sometimes. So whatever. Maybe it's a little bit of a backwards way of getting access to stuff, but I'm fine with it. The Geiger counter has a OLED screen, so 3D printed. I didn't clean this up at all right now. I was too excited to install it, so you can still see some of the 3D print lines on the box here. But high amp kill switch, you have your OLED screen, you turn it on, it gives you your boot up and a nice Sabers Forever boot up screen, and then goes right to your battery level. And then just to continue the talk on components, there is a trigger switch in here, this switch is spring loaded. There is the auxiliary. The auxiliary is underneath the box, the Geiger counter, and in the back here there's a 31mm bass speaker that's vented through this cutout where the spring is. So I thought that made the most sense, and it is loud. Yeah, you might have noticed. So anyways, turn it on. You get your boot up, and the banana clip just pulls right out. Notice I left it on, but no power because the battery's right here. You have access to the battery, which is fully removable, and it is in a spring-loaded container for the negative, and it has a Bulgin pin for the negative. The battery just fits right in like that, and then you push that clip back into the blaster, and you get your boot up if you left the power on, which is kind of cool. I'll shut up now and fire the gun. Mode 1 is stun. All of these sounds, well, not all of them, a lot of the sounds were sent to me by Jesse over at Kyberphonic. He just is such a great dude, and occasionally I put a bug in his ear and I'm like, hey, you got any sounds for this? And he's like, yeah, and then he sends me a little pack, and it's great. So thank you, Jesse. I asked for a bunch of OT Stormtrooper and E-11 sounds, which he followed through on and went above and beyond. So we've got our stun, all the mode shifts. Let's go through those real quick. Yeah, so that's all 4 of them. They're all OT sounds. I believe one of them is actually like a intercom hailing sound that you hear Tarkin answer a call in the Death Star. But none of these are definitively any kind of real sound that was, at least that I know of, used for something. So they're OT sounds. They're on here for now, and it serves a purpose. Its purpose. The second mode, let's see where we're at. All right, second mode, we're on blast. I ended up not lighting up the barrel as I thought it was more accurate to what you see in the movie. They're always firing. They're always firing the gun, and you see just the lasers coming out the front and nothing happening here. So I just left for the regular firing, I left the barrel animations blank. And then for full auto, which is mode 3, these are actually Battlefront E-11 sounds. I just figured it made sense since you don't see them auto fire in the movie. And it's pretty sporadic firing in the movie. So I just figured, what the heck, it's got full auto. Let's go with a newer sound. So you've got some variation. Switch back. So they definitely sound different, which I like. You get some variation. Now, I also put all of my other blaster fonts on here, so there's a lot because of the backlog. I'm not going to bother going through all of them. I usually pair them with music to kind of theme it, and this time I did something a little different, where I used the actual detention cell scene.
This thing?
And
prisoner transfer from cell block 1138. I wasn't notified. I'll have to clear it.
And I let it get to the blaster parts. And I took out all the blasters, so you can do your own. And this is the whole scene, so it goes all the way to Leia and them jumping into the trash compactor, so you kind of get to reenact it a little bit, as if you're kind of there with them as they deliver their dialogue. So that was a really fun personal project. I really liked that a lot. God, I'm such a nerd. Anyways, so OLED hopefully in the future we'll get some more functionality for, where we can maybe make it look like a Geiger counter, or we can have it do different animations according to whatever you're doing with the blaster. That would be really cool. Maybe additional support for the scope, which would be really neat. To be able to have an additional OLED screen that was a different size. Yeah. The future for Proffi is unlimited. The programming just needs to be done. I'm glad that I can experiment with this and that it went so well with the install. And yeah, if anybody has questions about this, please ask in the comments. If you want one yourself, I'm more than willing to do it for you. Just hit me up via email. And I think that basically does it for this build. I showed everything, right? Battery, pixels working, speaker, buttons, OLED, high-amp kill switch. Yep. Cool. So there you go. It's everything that you could expect, and it can do anything, really. I mean, my next goal is to put the proton pack from Ghostbusters. Like, I want that sound font on here. That would be so fun. Just break the universe a little bit. But that would be fun to put on there and make people laugh. Anyways, let's wrap this video up. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And again, if you have questions, let me know in the comments. Alright guys, that does it for this video. If you like what you see and you want to see more, make sure to like and subscribe. There's going to be more awesome videos following in the future, I promise. I know I can't tease the E-11 anymore, but now that this is out of the way, I don't know if it ever will be. It'll definitely be a constant work in progress. I'll update you guys in a future video if I missed anything and you have a question, or if I make some major changes. So if you're looking to get any custom work done, or get something installed from KR Sabers, or 89 Sabers, or Starfall Sabers, or anyone, reach out at john@sabersforever.com, Or you can find commission work for KR Sabers installs on my website at sabersforever.com. I also have a ready-to-ship section with some pretty rad sabers on there right now, if I do say so myself, and I will be running a Black Friday sale. So check that out. It'll run through Cyber Monday, and it's first come, first serve. So until the next time, guys, may the Force be with you. So uncivilized.